much more about Palestinian liberation theology, but that's the heart of it. That's why it is Christ-centered. It is very Christocentric in that sense. And Christ becomes the hermeneutic, the criterion for interpretation. So you can judge the text of Scripture by asking the question, does this fit with my knowledge of God in Jesus Christ? Is this in line, with what Christ Spirit? Does it speak to me? Can I? Because, as you know, in the Bible, there are so many texts that our people, everywhere, cannot accept. Especially that has to do with the violence of God. It's there. How do you deal with it? So our people were asking these questions, and we talked about it. And finally, for many of them, that's the criteria. That's the hermeneutic that they use in order to really see whether Scripture is applicable, is relevant to their life, or it is something that they don't really, they don't want to really deal with it because it doesn't reflect the love of Christ or the love of God revealed to them in Jesus Christ. So I want to say just a few more words about the political situation and then maybe open it up to questions. So for us, we were able to articulate this theology with our people, and today we continue that the most difficult thing for us still is how do we deal with the Bible, because of the way the Bible has been now used, abused by Jewish Zionists, Jewish religious Zionists, and Christian Zionists. That's the most. And actually, next week I leave Sabine for 6 months to go to the States, where I want to. I hope I can start writing another book on the Bible, because that's the most critical and most important, most significant thing for our people. How do you really deal with the Scripture in light of what the way Israeli government or Israeli pro-Israeli people who are using the Bible in order to justify what Israel is doing against the Palestinians, and what the Christian Zionists, the millions of them in the United States, who are using the Bible to justify and support what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. So this is the big thing. And if you, especially those of you who are studying for the ministry and so on, you will meet it the rest of your life. And it really, I hope that this visit and future visits for you will help you to really get as deeply as possible into, how do you really use the Bible? To really, what is the message of the Bible? Is the message of the Bible about driving people out, like you read in the book of Numbers, or destroying the people, as you read in the book of Deuteronomy? I mean, we have these texts that are used. These texts are there, but how do you interpret them to the people, and how do you use them, so on? So, to the more on the political side is that how do you take this Palestinian liberation theology and how do you translate it politically? So Sabine has, most of the time, we have translated it into talking about the two-state solution, and so for most of our writing, most of our speaking, lecturing, we've always said the one-state solution is the ideal solution, but practically speaking, Sabine will stand for the two-state solution, but not at any cost or any price, which means not the way Israel wants, to take most of the land and then leave the Palestinians with a very small, disjointed cantons, and say, call it state. No. We said we will accept a two-state solution in spite of all the injustice, but we are willing to accept it in accordance with the United Nations resolutions. So we were emphasizing international law in this way. And to a great extent, we still do, but I tell you, more and more, I feel that we need to, it's not going to work. The two-state solution is not going to work. And I don't think also the one-state solution is I don't think that one-state solution will work, because what we have today, and I hope you get the picture you're getting the picture in your visit. What you have today is a one state under Israel. The Palestinian Authority is really vassals. They're under Israel. So what you have is an Israel that controls all the land, and Israel does what it wants, continues to confiscate Palestinian land, oppress Palestinians, control their life, and so on. So what we are up against today is a racist state of Israel, and this racism, many people, including many Jews of conscience, are saying this is exactly what we have. So we are not. So I don't think the two-state solution is viable. It's not going to work. I don't think Israel will ever accept a one-state democratic state for all of its people. Israel wants to keep control of the whole land, and unfortunately, the world, the international community is very weak and unable to really stop the injustice of Israel. And I tell you frankly, part of the problem now is the United States administration, because they are unwilling to stop Israel injustice because of the strength of the pro-Israel lobby in the States, and Obama, although he started very, very well, and we were all encouraged by his statements and his speech, more than one speech, but nowadays we are very much disappointed. So I don't know what's going to happen. That's why we continue to raise our voice and say to people of conscience, we just need, we need to strengthen the grassroots so that somehow eventually public opinion would become so strong that maybe the cry against the Israeli injustice will be so strong that the United Nations will also be able to really take the lead in making the change. So this is where we really are. This is longer than a short presentation that I started with, but I think I just tried to give you a synopsis maybe of where we are both theologically and politically. We stop. We still have